Good evening. Today is April 22nd, 2025. Welcome to the San Marino Unified School District Board of Education meeting. Here's our board president, C. Joseph Chang.
Thank you. By the way, before we announce action taken in the closed section, we want to remind the public of the import of this meeting and the important, how often difficult work we must do. The Board of Education takes its responsibility seriously and is committed to following district and the board policy and procedure. We ask that the public do the same, and we remind the public that the district promote its mutual respect, civility, and orderly conduct among the district employee, parent, and the republic. This policy is not intended to deprive any person of his or her right to freedom of expression, but only to maintain a safe environment for staff, students, and the public. In the interest of presenting as a positive role model to the students of the district as well as the community, whether people agree or disagree, the district encourages communication that shows respect in both content and tone, and discourages verbally or physically threatening, hostile, and or aggressive communication that could negatively impact the student, employee, and the board meeting environment. Should any person or person disrupt this meeting, the board will take appropriate action. Okay, now I'd like to discuss about the closed section action taken. The first one, 3B-1, in closed section, the government board vote to uphold the proposed discipline action of a dismissal of a permanent classified employee. The ID number 9542, the vote was as 4-0. The one abstention by Sherry Ryan. The board also vote as indicated about to adopt a written order decision, which shall be provided to the party. Next, 3B-2, the Board of Education took unanimous action in closed section to approve the settlement agreement for student number 7850. Last one, 3C, the Board of Education vote in the closed section to take action to initiate and intervene in a legal action on the Power School data breach litigation. Okay, right now, number 5, regular open section, we start at 7:07 p.m. Call to order, roll call, Mr. Song.
Aye.
Ms. Lam.
I'm here.
Mrs. Ryan.
Present.
Mrs. Gear.
Here.
Mr. Chen here. By the way, tonight the student board with the senior assignment, so is absent. Yeah. 6A, pledge of allegiance. I would like to turn it over to Dina Richter to introduce our student who will lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Thank you.
Dr. Richter.
Thank you, President Chang. This evening, it is our pleasure to welcome an amazing Valentine Viking, Will Karpiak, to lead the board in the salute to the flag this evening, share a little bit about himself and his school, and invite any guests or parents that he has here with him this evening. So Will, if you will join us at the podium, we're excited to have you.
Good evening. I would like to extend a warm welcome to Superintendent Dr. De La Torre, Board President Chang, distinguished board members, the executive team, and all those in attendance tonight. My name is Will Karpiak, and I'm a fifth grade Viking at Valentine Elementary School. I am joined here by my principal, Mrs. McAlpine, my teacher, Miss Pfeiffer, and my parents, Andy and Kelly Karpiak. I'm here on behalf of Valentine Elementary School as a student body president. It's been over 14 years since Valentine has had a student council, and everyone is very excited to have it back. Our council consists of 16 students and 5 elected representatives. The elected representatives are myself, Vice President Jackson Molina, Treasurer Manuela Lies, Secretary Caitlin Sun, and Sergeant at Arms Dax Harris. We meet once a week at lunch with our advisor, Miss Joyce. Student council is a fun way for kids to get involved and learn about leadership and community service in a hands-on approach. We represent the student body and contribute to school activities and events. Our first initiative as a council was a food drive. I'm proud to announce we successfully collected over 2,500 items for Friends Indeed, a food pantry in Pasadena who we partnered with. The items will help families in our community in need of basic food and personal items, such as toothbrushes, diapers, and more. We're also working to welcome the 40-plus students Valentine added after the fires. Starting a new school is always hard, and doing it mid-year after a terrible natural disaster makes it even harder. We want these students and families to feel welcome and proud to be a Viking. This being my 6th year at Valentine, I'm very proud to be a Viking. As I look back on my time at Valentine, I think of how much I've learned and all the fun times I've had. From meeting new friends and reading Who Would Win books in kindergarten, to mastering fractions, strategies, and completing monthly book reports in 5th grade. It's been an amazing journey. I'll always remember dancing to the Gummy Bear song, sending friends to jail at Fall Fair, dressing up in Halloween parades, playing on the blacktop, and the 4th grade field day. Most of all, I'll remember my teachers. Each one has played a big role in making me the student and person I am today. They encouraged me and supported me and made learning fun, even when it was online. And there's still more fun coming up. My classmates and I are excited to finish our final year at Valentine. We look forward to competing at the Play Day at Lacey Park, bowling at Bolero, and participating in the Hat Parade, signing yearbooks, and showing off our skills at the talent show, walking across the stage at graduation. At that time, we will officially become Huntington Foxes. As much as I love Valentine, I will miss it. I'm ready to move on to HMS next year. The 5th graders were recently invited to HMS to learn about the school and toured classrooms. This got us excited about having lockers, changing classes, and choosing our electives. We also participated in an arts rock at the high school, where we got to see all the VAPA programs available to students and even try them out. Both of these events got me and my classmates really excited for the future. To all the board members and administrators here tonight, I want to thank you for your time and all the energy you put into making our schools and district truly amazing. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Tonight, as I welcome you to the San Marino Unified School District Board meeting, I would like to pay respect to our country and our flag. Please join us as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand quietly and respectfully. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Will, I'd like to invite you to come on up here. You're going to be taking a photograph with me and the board, and I have a certificate to present to you this evening. So you can stay right there, and I'll be right there. It takes me a while to get around here.
We gotta go.
I want to compliment you on your speech. You covered so much content, and you were so articulate, well spoken. Parents must be very, very proud of you. This is your certificate, and it reads,
This certificate is proudly presented to Will Carpia in sincere appreciation for leading the Board of Education in the Pledge of Allegiance at the regularly scheduled meeting held on April 22nd, 2025. So thank you so very much. We're going to take a photograph of you and then we're going to invite your parents and I think your teacher, Ms. Cypher's here, and principal, so we're going to have them come up as well. Thank you, sir. Yes. This is an outline. Yes. You want to get closer to right. Very bright, articulate child. Here we go. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, we're gonna.
Okay, next is 9B, approval of agenda. The district is requesting a amendment to the agenda to remove the item 9B, public hearing and comment on the 2025 to 2026 district sunshine proposal for the contract negotiation between the San Marino Unified School District and the San Marino Teacher Association, SMTA, and the California School Employee Association, CSEA, chapter number 120. This item will be brought back for review at the May 13, 2025 Board of Education meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda with the proposed amendment?
President Chang, I'd like to make that proposal to approve the agenda and to postpone items B in 9B for the public hearing.
Okay,
Second it.
I have a second, okay. Roll call, Mr. Song,
Aye.
Mrs. Lam,
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan,
Aye.
Mrs. Gear,
Aye.
and Mr. Chen, aye. A motion carried. Six C, approve of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the March 11, 2025 meeting minutes?
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second, yeah. Go ahead.
Who second?
Mhm.
Okay, a roll call, Mr. Song,
Aye.
Mrs. Lam,
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan,
Aye.
Mrs. Gear,
Aye.
and Mr. Chen, aye. Motion carried. Do I have a motion to approve the March 18, 2025 special meeting minutes?
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second. Second.
A roll call, Mr. Song,
Aye.
Mrs. Lam,
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan,
Aye.
Mrs. Gear,
Aye.
and Mr. Chen, aye. Motion carried. Do I have a motion to approve the March 19, 2025 special meeting minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Song,
Aye.
Mrs. Lam,
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan.
President Chang, I just want to let you know that Jennifer will have to strike my vote. I was not at the special Board of Education meeting minutes on that last one.
Okay. Thank you for your
So
correction.
I will abstain.
Okay.
Aye.
So right now it's for the third one, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the 19th.
So you have a second aye, right?
I Yes.
Okay, roll call, Mr. Song again. Mrs. Lam,
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan, Sam, right?
Yes.
That second day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mrs. Gear.
Aye.
And Mr. Chen, motion carry. Thank you. The 7th San Bernardino Unified School District Spotlight, I'd like to call the SMHS principal, Dr. Ward, to introduce our 9 National Merit Scholarship finalists. Dr. Ward, yeah.
Thank you, President Chang, members of the board, Dr. De La Torre, Cabinet. I am pleased to be here this evening to introduce our National Merit finalists. San Marino High School always has quite a good number of semifinalists, but they don't always make it on to finalist stage. I'd like to let you know just a little bit about what it takes to make it from a semifinalist to a finalist. And this year, all of our semifinalists made it to the finalist spot. So in order to move on, the students have to obviously maintain the extremely strong grades that they have. And when I call them up, I'm going to share with you what their GPAs are. They're quite amazing. They also have to write a very good essay, and they have to score either an ACT or an SAT score that validates the original extremely high PSAT score that they got that got them into the semifinalist stage. So it's 3 different components. It's very stringent, and only 15,000 students make it to finalists for the entire country each year. All right. So when I call your names, if you can come up to the front here, please. Our first National Merit finalist is Caitlin Chuang. Caitlin is taking 4 advanced placement classes as a senior, and she has a GPA of 4.68. Our next finalist is Leo Feng. Leo's not here. All right, Leo is taking 5 advanced placement classes as a senior and has a GPA of 4.74. Our next finalist is Shania Jassim. Shania is taking 6 advanced placement courses as a senior and has a GPA of 4.58. Our next finalist is Jingshu Ji. Not here as well. Jingshu is taking 3 advanced placement courses as a senior and has a GPA of 4.15. Our next finalist is Jeremy Karkafi. Jeremy is taking 5 advanced placement courses as a senior and has a GPA of 4.61. Our next finalist is Krishna Kasavalu. Krishna is also taking 5 advanced placement courses as a senior and has a GPA of 4.54. Our next finalist is Andy Liu. Andy is also taking 5 advanced placement courses as a senior and has a GPA of 4.67. Our next finalist is Connor Mao. Okay, this is going to sound impossible, but Connor is taking 7 advanced placement courses as a senior. And yes, that is possible because 2 of them are semester courses. And Connor has a GPA of 4.61.
Ah.
And last but not least, our last finalist is Fei Wu. Fei is taking 5 advanced placement courses as a senior and has a GPA of 4.48. Congratulations. You guys are the best of the best, and we're very proud of you.
So we have certificates for each one of you. And I just would like to express my sincerest appreciation to each and every one of you for your hard work. You are clearly the best and the brightest, and we are so proud to have you as San Marino High School students. So thank you for everything, and we are giving you these certificates in acknowledgement of your remarkable accomplishment. And we'd like to take a photograph with the Board of Education. And then we'd like to get a group photo with everybody, your teachers, your parents, who's here, whoever here is here to represent you. We would love for them to be in the photo. But first we'll take one with just the board. Okay, thank you. So it's gonna be tricky. I think we might be 2 rows, but we'll try to put ourselves in here so that
Chairs.
yeah, I thought people should. Okay. So, I'll just read one of you on my journey. They read as follows: in honor of your exceptional achievement as a National Merit Scholarship finalist, we proudly recognize your hard work, determination, and academic excellence. The distinction reflects not only your remarkable intellect, but also your perseverance, curiosity, and passion for learning. You are an inspiration to your peers, your school, and the entire San Marino community. We celebrate this milestone with you, and we look forward to all the great things that your future holds. Presented this 22nd day of April 2025, San Marino Unified School District. All board members to get in. So let's see. Do you want to share? Do you want to call her? Do you want to share? You're sure. Do you want me to have it?
I'm going to.
Oh, yeah. Fun share with what holidays are here. You haven't decided. Okay. Oh, that's all right. Should I join?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. And.
You see both.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna squeeze in here, so. Okay, so next, should we get the teachers up here? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, never. You all have it. Yes, you have all. Thank you. Yeah. Everybody let me walk. Perfect.
Wow, that was, look at that, but you got it. Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
9 for 9, really? You
Wow.
had, oh my God,
That's awesome.
they're amazing.
Contributed to that excellence.
Responsible for the greatness.
I love it.
Okay, we keep going. Thank you for teacher. I mean, by the way, in the meantime, I like to honor the two person. Yeah, one is representative for the Senator Sasa Eden Penn. Okay. Another one is newly elected City Council Hunter Chen. And Hunter is liaison between the City Hall and the school district. Yeah. Thank you, both of you come in. Okay. Okay, let's go to the 8th public comment. The Board of Education has adopted Board Policy 9323B to ensure the public's right to be heard in any matter pertaining to the San Marino Unified School District. Person who wish to provide public comment will have 3 options to submit a public comment. First, submit through an online form. Did we have any submission via the online form?
There were no comments submitted via the online form.
Okay, thank you. Second, request to speak during the meeting via the Zoom. Mr. Hall, please post the meeting for 1 minute to collect the public comment.
You have 1 minute. Communications from the audience regarding matters not on the agenda or items in the consent, information, and actions sections, please provide your comments now. If you would like to request to speak during the meeting, press the raise hand icon to make a request. Phone in dialers, please dial *9 to make a request or submit a public comment card. There are 35 seconds left. Ten seconds left. And we do not have any attendees wishing to speak.
Okay, thank you. And third, request to speak during the meeting in person via the public comment card. So far, I got the 3 comment card. I would like to invite those 3 to talk. First one is Elaine Penn. Okay, the agenda is an introduction. Yeah. Okay. So.
Good evening, superintendents, presidents, and the board members, and everyone here. This is Elaine. I'm the district representative for State Senator Sasha Renee Perez. Thank you for having me here tonight, and I would like to formally introduce myself to everyone here. Our office is in Pasadena, and we have bilingual staff who can assist everyone, parents, students, regarding state-related issue. I speak Chinese, Cantonese, and Mandarin Chinese, and we have staff who speak Spanish and other languages as well. And if the school would like to invite the senator to have any site visits or any events, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to work on my schedule and visit everyone. And thank you for having me again, and I look forward to working with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Mr. Paul Brasser. The topic is a Rotary project to support the school.
Thank you, President Chang and Superintendent De La Torre. I represent the Rotary Club here in San Marino, and one of our big focuses is supporting the students and the teachers. So I thought I would make a courtesy call, kind of an annual report, and I wrote the list of the things we're doing out, and Ms. De La Torre here will distribute it to the board members. But just to be brief, one of the things we do is we provided this year $40,000 in mini grants for the teachers, approximately $1,000 each, so they can come up with an idea, buy the materials. We also have leadership camp for the middle school and the high school. We sent 17 middle schoolers and 9 high school students. And the process involved, they get interviewed, and it's a good experience to be interviewed. And then they're up in the camp and they have, exercises, and they meet other students and they become more confident. We also have the contests, the speech contest, the music contest, the art contest. These are chances they can get recognition, they can win some money, and often or not, they get their picture in the paper and the parents are happy, and it's one of the amenities of a small town. We also have money for the booster organizations. The football team comes by, the basketball, the volleyball. If other sports come by, they can get a check too. So we're there as a resource. And we also have the Interact Club at the high school. It's like 50 students. They have an awareness walk. They raised money. They assembled meals. And so we're just here as a resource. It's a small town and we like being part of the community, and just wanted to make a courtesy call. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the third is the topic is permit, and then okay, it's Ibaha Lazaric. Yeah, is that okay?
So, good evening, everyone and board members. My name is Ivana Lazarevic, and I'm a mother of 3 boys, and 2 of them are currently attending Valentine Elementary in 1st and 3rd grade. Like many families, we were directly affected by the Eaton fire. We had to leave our home in the middle of the night, and we grabbed our kids and dog, and we were telling them everything will be okay that night, even if we weren't sure it would be. We spent 2 months living in hotels and Airbnbs, and that became our life. So when we learned that their school has burned down, we were faced with a heartbreaking and unexpected reality. We had to find a new school, a new safe place for our kids. From that instability, we sent our kids to their first day of school here at Valentine Elementary. There were new teachers, new classmates, and we had no idea what to expect. But at the end, we were incredibly thankful for all of you, for accepting our kids, for all the teachers and principal and friends and families here. They accepted us with open arms and open hearts. But that transition was really not easy for us, especially for the little ones. The first weeks were very difficult. Our 6-year-old had nightmares, and he struggled. The struggle was real, and he needed to accept the fact that he's going to new school, and his old school is simply gone. It took time for him to adjust and to accept that his new environment was his new reality. And now, after all of that, our boys are finally settling in here. They love it here. They're learning. They feel like they belong here. And just as things started to feel normal again for them, we are facing another disruption. And not because of disaster and fire now, because things are actually, now because the things that we can actually control. So we understand that rules and resources are matter, but right now our children need us, and they already lost so much. And they're at risk of losing it again because an executive order is about to expire. Their old school is burned down and they don't have where to go. If nothing changes, we'll be forced to go to another painful transition, starting from scratch in a new place. So I just want to say we didn't choose this situation, but we're asking you to choose what's the best for our children who are living it. Sorry, it's really hard. I'm just asking all of you, please do whatever you can to allow our kids to stay here. And they have already lost a lot. Let's not make them lose their school again. We'll never forget what happened, but with time and with your help, I'm hoping we can heal. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's all for tonight. We conclude for the public comment. Next is a public hearing. A, public hearing and a comment on the world literature ethnic study course. I would like to turn it over to Dr. Dina Richter to conduct the public hearing and comment on the world literature ethnic study course.
Thank you, President Chang, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Delatorre, and Executive Cabinet. The San Marino Unified School District Board of Education is holding a public hearing this evening for the adoption of the proposed World Literature Ethnic Studies curriculum in accordance with California state law requirements for curriculum adoption and Education Code 60119. Kwok, may we please begin the 1 minute for public input and feedback? Notice of this hearing was posted for public review at the district office, Huntington Middle School, San Marino High School, and the SMUSD website 10 days in advance of this evening as required by Ed Code.
There are 45 seconds left. Communications from the audience regarding public hearing for the ethnic studies course. Please provide your comments now. If you would wish to request to speak during the meeting, please press the raise hand icon to make a request. If you're dialing in from home, please dial *9 to make a request. If you would like to make a public comment, please submit a public comment card. There's 20 seconds left. We do not have any attendees wishing to speak.
Thank you.
Okay. When we are in the 6B, the approval agenda, we remove the item 9B. But I thought that we also remove for item 9C, right? Or we want?
There's no C.
Yeah.
It's just A and B.
There's no C on the updated
Oh,
online.
so is this the?
Just A.
Okay. Okay. Okay, next 10 consent section. Do I have a motion to approve the consent section?
So moved.
10A through the 10M. Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Song.
Aye.
Mrs. Lam.
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan.
Aye.
Mrs. Gill.
Aye.
Mr. Chen. Aye. Motion carry. 11, communication section. A, communication from the Board of Education. We ask that each board member take no more than 3 minutes to share their communication. Start from Mr. Song.
Thank you. I had a wonderful opportunity to attend the Multicultural Night hosted by Valentine Elementary School. And I have to say it's such a nice, inspiring, heartwarming evening. I impressed how many different cultural groups that actually showing up there. It's not, I see a lot of the island peoples and, the different kind of countries and Scotland and Asia's and all different countries. It was amazing. And I walk around and I find that something that very colorful and that I get to see a lot of delicious food in the pictures as well. And the family that can celebrate with the mom, the parents and child. And there's only one thing that I realize is missing, which is Korea, which is part of my fault because I should have participated. So I'm gonna participate next year to make it better, for sure. And it was the first year event, and I think it was huge success. And I hope that we Valentine keep doing this in the next year, and we're gonna do it better and better. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, next, Mrs. Lam.
Sure. I had the pleasure of attending open house night at Carver. And as always, I enjoyed the energy, the organization, and the strong sense of community. One of the highlights absolutely was seeing all the students' work get showcased from the entire school year, and also had a wonderful opportunity to meet dedicated teachers, such as people we have here, and engage parents. So it was a wonderful night, and it's always a good sign when you know it ends at 7 and we're still there at 7:30, even though the teachers are like, it's time to go. Thank you to the staff that made it such a huge success.
Thank
Next,
you.
Mrs. Ryan.
Thank you. I want to thank our Valentine and our Carver principals, assistant principals, Huntington Middle School. We attended the open house and it was wonderful. I love to see all the student work and all the engagement, and it's wonderful when the community comes out.
Next, Mrs. Gear.
Thank you, President Chang. I can top you. I went to one more open house than you did. I went to the Valentine, Carver, and HMS. So I have a great perspective. Everyone's doing great at all our various school sites. I attended Founders Day, which a huge congratulations to the Founders winners. They do so much for our school district, and it's just we couldn't run this district how we do without them. So, and other volunteers that are amazing. I attended the Golden Apple, which recognized our Bond Measure M organizers, Micah O'Mara and Peter Coe. Just a huge thank you to them for all they did for us and getting Measure M passed. And I'm so excited for what's to come with that. I have been meeting weekly with Dr. De La Torre and President Chang on the updates, and I will allow Dr. De La Torre to fill us in there. But good things are happening. So thank you.
Thank you. The first time I take spring break, go to overseas, the 2 weeks. So I was in Japan and Taiwan. The reason I go to Taiwan because we call I don't know you understand the sweeping the top. Went to the cemetery to worship my parents, because they are after they pass away, they in Taiwan. I moved back to moved a party to Taiwan, so. And secondly, I went to the Japan a couple of days. I can see the Asian in the Asia, the Taiwan, Japan, people is very anxiety. They have a lot of anxiety on the President Trump, because every day people are looking for TV and the newspaper and want to know what is the tariff, is that another 10% or 20%. And I also met a lot of entrepreneurs, they are worried about, I think they fear the world is going to change, and they are not sure, because the exchange rate is changing, so I think the Japanese yen is going strong, so a lot of anxiety. I see the probably mental health is more need. Okay, that's it. Next, go to the communication from the superintendent.
Thank you, President Chang. Board. So I'm really pleased to see our Rotary president here tonight. And I've been thinking about all that Rotary does to support our schools and our teachers and the wonderful education that we're able to provide in San Marino. So thank you, Mr. Broussard, for being here. Dr. Richter and I had the distinct pleasure of attending Rotary last Thursday, wherein one of our high school CTE teachers, Courtney Rushing, was there with her students who were there to compete by pitching their business ideas and concepts to Rotary. And Rotary had judges that were pre-selected who were evaluating their business plans as they presented them on stage in front of the entire group. And it was really very impressive for us to watch. And one of the visitors who was there at the end was so impressed with our kids that he said, you know, I'm going to match the amount that Rotary is giving to our first place, second place, third place, and fourth place teams. I'm going to match that money. I'm so impressed with these kids. It's hard for adults to get up and speak publicly in front of a group of people, but to see our high school students stand up there with such an organized, professional business plan. And they all had very different business ideas and concepts. They knew who their competition would be. They knew exactly how much money they needed to purchase equipment for their business, staffing. They knew what their costs were going to be. They also knew exactly how much money they needed on a monthly basis to pay down the loan that they were going to take out to operate their business. I mean, everything was very well thought out and very well organized and very well presented. So it just made me reflect on the quality of our programs at San Marino High School and throughout our entire district, and just the opportunities that we provide to our students to really lean into what they want to do in the future and have opportunities to grow and expand their learning. And our community supports that. And one of the things I've been thinking about a lot along the lines of what President Chang was saying, our nation is, and I'm not going to get into politics, so nobody has to worry, nobody has to leave the room. Our nation is more divided as a country than it has ever been. And our society is more divided. And in times like this, I'm thinking about our education system, right? My whole world needs to be focused on our education and what we're able to provide for our students in our community. And when superintendents and assistant superintendents and board members say to me, you know, what is the secret in San Marino? How is San Marino able to provide such an outstanding education? You're one of the lowest funded school districts in the entire state of California, yet you're one of the highest performing. How is that? What are you guys doing in San Marino that we're not doing over here or over there? And of course I say Lisa Davidson, right? No. So I say, you know, I say inevitably, the difference is the parents, it is the grandparents, it is the community members, it is our entire San Marino community has very shared values. We value education in this community. We have a unity of purpose. We all rally around our education system, and it's really the heart and the soul of this community of San Marino. And while we're one of the lowest funded school districts because we don't qualify to be a basic aid district, somehow we figure out how to make the most of what we have. Our parents are extremely generous. Rotary makes donations. We have the president of PT affiliates here who donated a considerable amount of money for our medical arts program at San Marino High School. Without that, this would be a very different school district. So I guess what I'm saying is I really feel like we need to lock arms.
You know, our PTA affiliates president is here who donated all that money.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you said that? Ask her to stand.
Oh,
Stephanie, we want to thank you for all of your years of dedicated support and all the financial. Yeah. Yes, yes.
Did you bring your checkbook?
Yeah, did you bring your checkbook?
Absolutely. No, we're extremely grateful, and I had the opportunity to meet with PT affiliates this morning.
Oh, okay.
And I did thank them profusely for their, you know, contributions and their support of our schools. But we have Rotary in the room now. We have PT affiliates in the room. And
We have city council.
City staff in the room who's here supporting our schools by being here on his own time, which we're grateful for. but that just, it just illustrates, you know, how supportive our entire community is of our education system. So I ask us all to stay together, stay strong, right? Attitudes and behaviors are contagious. Let's all be positive, be the light in the room. Continue to think about how we can all come together and rally around San Marino Unified School District and the education that we continue to provide our students. It's easy to get caught up in controversy or toxicity and in this environment. And I just ask that we all focus on what is important, and what is important in this community is our education system. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for what you all do as leaders. The board doesn't get paid a salary to be up here. They donate their time. They donate their energy.
What?
their
We
resources.
don't get paid? I didn't know that. After 13 years, I didn't know that.
We have teachers sitting here, right? They're tired. Four.
Or,
Sorry, I didn't see you. Sorry. That's right. We have 4 teachers sitting here, right, on their own time, supporting our education system. They're probably exhausted. They've had, you know, they've been here the entire day in front of kids doing what they do best, and yet they're here. So I just really have so much respect and admiration for our community and for the leadership in our community. And I want to thank everybody for coming together and continuing to come together. So thank you. Thank you for what you did. My pleasure.
That's it.
Back to you.
Okay.
Just want me to say more?
Sure, yeah. I want to say more, yeah. You know,
why did you sit, Linda?
well, just one sentence. You know, when I go the overseas, I always miss the San Marino, and then I appreciate I am living in the San Marino almost 40 years, because you compare the other country, you know, you cannot get the same the living quality. And you know, I also passed the Shohei Otani hometown, yeah. So I try to see why they can have this superstar in the basketball field. How about our Tema field? Can get a superstar, yeah. So you know one of our goal is a global citizen, yeah. So I think we all as a board member, I think we always think about how we can improve, and and also I think our teenager is so lucky, you know. When I'm in Japan, I'm thinking, what happened there in the Republic of San Marino? Because 10 years ago, I and the city council, we visited the Republic of San Marino as the city, sister city, yeah. So I want them also get the same treatment like 10 years ago, but I'm not able to go, yeah. Anyway, we need to continue for the agenda. The 12 information item, 12A, Major M update. I would like to turn it over to the Superintendent, Dr. Direttori, and Dr. Choi to update the board on the progress and the current standing of Major M.
Thank you, President Chang. I'm going to defer to Dr. Choi, who's been working really hard on this. So Dr. Choi?
Thank you. Good evening, President Chang, members of the board, Superintendent Delatorre, and executive team. It is my pleasure to provide an update on Measure M. As you know, in November of 2024, SMUSD voters unanimously and overwhelmingly approved Measure M, a $200 million general obligation bond with more than 71% support. This resounding passage reflects our community's strong commitment to investing in our school's modernization and long-term success. Since the passage of Measure M, the district has taken swift action to lay the groundwork for a successful program. One of the first steps was establishing a Citizens Bond Oversight Committee to ensure transparency and accountability throughout the process. We were pleased to receive over 30 applications from community members eager to serve on the committee. District leadership continues to closely collaborate with the board. In addition to ongoing communications, Dr. Delatorre and I have established standing meetings with the board president and vice president. These regular touch points allow us to focus specifically on Measure M, to provide timely updates, report on progress, and gather valuable input and guidance from board leadership. A key milestone in our implementation timeline is the selection of a bond program manager. In January of 2025, the district issued a request for qualifications for bond program management services, and we received 6 responses. An evaluation committee was formed to review the proposals, and following a thorough selection process and screening process, 3 firms were invited to interview. Later tonight, we will bring forward a recommendation to the board for approval of a contract with the selected firm to serve as our program manager. And once the program manager is on board, we will move into the next critical phase of planning. This process will include revisiting our facilities master plan, working in partnership with the board to identify and prioritize Measure M projects, develop a phased implementation strategy, and coordinate with our financial advisors to plan responsibly and structure bond issuances. To support this vital work, a board study session is planned for May 13th at 3 p.m. The session will focus on project prioritization and provide an overview of general obligation bond financing. Finally, I'd like to highlight that regular updates on Measure M are provided on the district's Measure M webpage, where the community can stay informed about progress, key milestones, and upcoming events. We are excited to move forward and remain deeply committed to thoughtful planning, active community engagement, and strong fiscal stewardship. Thank you to the Board of Education for your continued support and leadership. And that concludes my update on Measure M.
Thank you for Dr. Choi. I'd like to make a comment on this agenda. If you continuously follow up in the school board meeting agenda, you can see in the information item, Measure M update always the first one. This the intention from our board member. Yeah, since we approve, the citizen approved the 200 million, we really appreciate, because including my kid, they are in the 90. Yeah, so for the last 20 years, they are benefactor, from the last the bond. Yeah, and right now they have been 30 or 40 years old, and in the society or in the world. So I think the 200 million is going to build up for our the hardware and the structure. So this is the most meaningful and also significant the project. So I always remind my fellow, during your turn, we need to pay more attention, to keep inform the administration and cabinet. This is the first priority. Besides that, we want to treat this very transparent, make sure all the citizens in this town, they understand, we are carefully to spend the money for our next generation. I think they deserve for the next 20 years or 30 years to have a good quality education. So thank you for the board support the project, and also keep promote this importance to the community.
Thank you, Mr. Cheng.
Okay, next, let's go to the 12B, the World Literature Ethnic Study course. I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Lina Richter, who will introduce the English 10 teacher and present the proposed World Literature Ethnic Study course. We have a 10 teacher here.
I'm sorry?
We have a 10 teacher here
Yeah,
tonight?
we do.
Okay.
We don't have 10, but we have 4, which is great. Thank you, President Chang, members of the board, and the Superintendent, Dr. Delatorre, and the Executive Cabinet. As many of us know, in October 2021, Governor Newsom signed Assembly Bill 101, making California the first state to require ethnic studies in high school. Per Assembly Bill 101, local educational agencies, in other words, school districts, must offer an ethnic studies course by the year 2025-2026. Under the new law, high schools must begin offering ethnic studies courses in 25-26 school year, and students in the class of 2030 will be the first ones subject to the graduation requirement. After extensive review and discussion by staff and administrators, the determination was made to incorporate ethnic studies into our high school English 10 course. A huge thank you to our English 10 teachers who dedicated numerous hours reviewing the Los Angeles County Office of Education Ethnic Studies Toolkit and curriculum of various school districts to develop the proposed course curriculum. A committee comprised of teachers, students, school administrators, and district administrators held multiple meetings to review, discuss, provide input and feedback on the proposed course and course content. The course curriculum will be brought back to the Board of Education at the May 13th meeting with a recommendation for adoption. Presenting the course outline and curriculum will be our amazing San Marino High School English 10 teachers and our principal, amazing principal, Dr. Ben Wolf. At this time, I would like to pass it over to Dr. Wolf to share a little bit more information and introduce his English teachers, who will provide us with an overview of the proposed World Literature and Ethnic Studies course. Dr. Wolf?
Thank you, Dr. Richter. I'd also like to mention that we had parents on the committee as well. We met, sorry.
Yes, parents.
We had multiple meetings with our parents, students, our teachers, and Dr. Richter and myself. Just a little bit of background on the course. Originally, the Los Angeles County Office of Education, when this work first started, they were a little unclear at the beginning on where the courses should be. And our original assumption was going to be that this would be embedded into U.S. history. And then as we met with the county, we discovered that that's not possible because you can't adjust the advanced placement curriculum, and this would have to be in regular and advanced placement in 11th grade U.S. history. So we ended up pivoting, as most of the school districts did in Los Angeles, to English. And English 10 made the most sense because it was already a world literature focused curriculum. And so our teachers not only did an amazing job putting this together, but they kind of were under the gun to do it as well, because originally we hadn't spoken to them about this. So they were very gracious in their understanding, and then all the work that they've done. They've put in countless hours. In addition to the actual meetings that we held, most of the work is done by these 4 individuals behind the scenes in the curriculum development and writing the course outline that they're going to present to you tonight. So I'd like to introduce our 4 teachers. We have our 2 co-department chairs here with us tonight. We have Ms. Kim Johns and Mr. Zach Quiggle. And then we also have one of our veteran English teachers, Lisa Davidson.
Oh.
That veteran means experienced. No, you'd have to call me old too then. Okay. And then we have one of our newer English teachers, Lizette Ariano. And so if whoever's going to present can come up here, please.
You may all go up. Yes.
Great.
I'll go up. Your recognition for all your hard work.
We're gonna give this to
Mr. Quiggle, okay.
Hi, I'm Lisa Davidson, and I have taught 10th grade at San Marino High School. For every year I've taught at the high school. I did have a year, a lovely year teaching 6th grade many years ago. It was fabulous. But anyway, so first of all, I would like to thank very much Dr. Richter and Dr. Wolf for their really unqualified support in helping us accomplish this task. It was a rather huge task, just FYI. So essentially, essentially, our goal was to take our very effective, tried and true, wonderful curriculum and overlay ethnic studies into that curriculum with, really as few changes as possible. It's, when you have materials that work and that are good for the kids, that's what we wanted to keep. So essentially using the templates that were provided to us, we got together and great. There are 6 different units, and I'm going to talk briefly about the first 2 units. These are not sequential. In other words, this is not the order in which the units are going to be taught because of timing and other thematic concerns, but they will be encapsulated within these concepts. Our first unit is civil disobedience, and we have retained a work that has been taught for many years at San Marino High School, which is Antigone. And one of the very few actual requirements in the ethnic studies law is that we talk about the Third World Liberation Front, which is essentially the birth of the ethnic studies movement. It happened at Berkeley about 50 years ago. And so we will be incorporating a brief history of that. And the students will essentially be looking at social movements that have occurred in our relatively modern history, the last 20 or 30 years. And they'll be doing some independent research on that and tying into the themes of civil disobedience and the role that it plays in our society. And again, the anchor curriculum is Antigone by Sophocles, an ancient Greek play. And we have other supplementary texts that we can use and that we'll, see how that works as we begin to teach Antigone next year within this venue. Our second unit, I'm sorry, any questions about Unit 1? Any questions about civil disobedience? Okay. Our second unit is cultural and societal identity, and the cornerstone text for this is Chronicle of a Death Foretold. In most of our units, we have an uplift or further development of themes for the honors level courses that are taught for actually the majority of our students. The purpose of this unit is to focus on cultural and heritage issues, and we do personal identity, and I actually am piloting that right now with my current 10th graders. I've got a great class. They're just really actually a standout class. And don't tell them that. And so we are focusing on cultural heritage. We've already done some reflections and discussions about the different heritages that we have in our class. Of course, it's widely varied. And it will end with a cultural celebration and culinary event where each student will be celebrating their own personal cultural heritage. So that's a great unit as well. Okay, Mrs. Johns. Oh, any questions? I'm sorry about that unit.
Okay, I'm Kim Johns. I forgot my readers, so. Anyway, I've been, thank you. What prescription are you? Okay, but this is what happens when you get old, you just borrow. I'm Kim Johns. I've been teaching sophomores for over 20 years here, so I have it's pretty good. Yeah, it looks good. I hope it looks good. Just robust experience with this curriculum, and it was actually good timing. It was a little scary in that this was something that was introduced to us, like this is needing to happen now. But I think the emphasis is that we are piloting this. This is something that we put together. As Mrs. Davidson said, we are drawing from what we have been teaching that has worked well and students have connected with, and we're just diversifying further. And we were actually, the timing was good because we were looking to diversify anyway. So it works. But with Unit 3, we're looking at the constraints of societal expectations. So instead of just looking at, what do I want to say, like cultural relations, we're also looking at the concept of identity. And we're pulling from a core anchor work that we've been utilizing for many years, which has been a great work, Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, which is a comedy. It's kind of a lighter work, but it does delve into the themes of identity and breaking gender constraints. So that's something that we wanted to stick with because it has worked well, and it kind of brings in those larger questions of breaking expectations. The sophomore honors, which I've taught for a number of years, we're going to continue our study of The Awakening by Kate Chopin because it continues to delve into those questions of expectations by way of era and time period and your gender role and societal norms. And when you're feeling like you're not quite fitting into those, wanting to break free. So both of those works go into that. And as you can see, we have extended readings which delve into different cultures. Sandra Cisneros, My Name, from House on Mango Street. Pat Mora's Legal Alien, Two Worlds. Those are poetry pieces. So really just kind of making that, what do I want to say, study more robust as it goes into societal expectations and gender barriers and breaking free from those, which we've been studying to some extent with those works, but just making it more expanded. And we move on to Unit 4, Indigenous Voices. So a work we've been studying for a number of years is Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. Years and years ago, we were studying it as a core work when we used to have junior and senior classes mixed. And then as we moved to sophomores being its own course and taking on world literature, that has been a summer reading text. But we wanted to bring it back into the core curriculum. And with that, looking at colonialism, indigenous communities, and they're fitting in with the cultural expectations of colonialism. So we're going to be making that a core text once again, and bringing in the indigenous nations. That is studied to an extent in the junior curriculum, which is American literature, but wanting to bring that in through the lens of colonialism, oppression through what do we want to say, through colonialism and building new colonies and such. So, and yes, go ahead.
This year by both Ms. Ariana and myself, and then I also piloted the Indigenous Peoples Unit, which is great because you need to do it forever.
And I think that's important to note. So Mrs. Davidson and Ms. Ariano are teaching regular sophomore curriculum this year, and they jumped on it and they were already piloting the literature. And as I was saying from the get-go, this is something that is going to be piloted for next year. So we'll find out what works, what doesn't, what needs tweaking. But this is just something where we're approaching the core facets of ethnic studies and seeing what works and what needs tweaking. But obviously, as we were saying before, we wanted to diversify. So this is something that emphasizes First Nation units and different cultural experiences. So we are bringing in these supplemental texts and personal assessments, different experiences where students can bring in their own cultural identities and relate through a number of assignments.
My students, 10th graders just wrote an essay where they took a look at the treatment of the indigenous peoples of America and the treatment of the Igbo tribe in Nigeria by the colonialism that happened, and compared and contrast with those two experiences. And the essays were really insightful. I mean, I think the lessons were very effective. So I was very pleased with my pilot this year.
So while originally ethnic studies was like, hey, you're doing this, and we're like, okay, this has been something that we're kind of excited about as we started to evolve this curriculum and diversify the literature and starting to bring in student experience. Student experience is always exciting, and obviously it gets them connected and engaged. So again, we've already started to see the fruits of our labors, and we look forward to putting all of this into place next year with honors as well, and just seeing how it turns out. And again, if any revisions are needed, but we're kind of excited by what we have in store for us. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Ariano, which will talk about the second half of the year.
So I'm Lizette Arellano. This is my second year here, but I've been teaching before for 4 years. So for the 5th unit, that focuses on navigating identity and alienation. So some of the major works that we do for that one is going to be the first novel, which is The Girl with 7 Names by Hyun-Seon Lee. That is a new novel that we're adopting, so that should be fun to pilot. And then the second one is The Stranger by Albert Camus, which is going to be assigned to the honors classes, along with Some poetry like Passing by Langston Hughes, Paper Menagerie by Ken Liu, Fish Cheeks, Amy Tan, Two Ways to Belong in America, sorry. And then President Barack Obama's speech and Ta-Nehisi Coates, which is an excerpt from Between the World and Me. So for that unit, we're mostly focusing on how culture, environment, and politics kind of also shapes identity. And we're doing that with those two novels, with The Honors with a Stranger and with regular The Girl with Seven Names. So what the unit is trying to focus on really, sorry, is on like looking at how these different experiences, like the refugee experience and this othering and the stranger are affecting the protagonist, and then students will able to kind of parallel their experiences to what's going on in the novel. And then the last unit is the Ethnic Studies course capstone project. And for that unit, it's going to be kind of like a bookend to the year. They will be doing community engagement. So they'll have like some kind of project where they'll be able to engage with their community in like some kind of way to plan what it is, which different projects they would want to do later on. So for example, like, you know, what groups or organizations would they be interested in doing their community service in? And they would be brainstorming that and outlining it and then presenting it to their peers and then in a small presentation. And that is pretty much it for that capstone project. Any questions on units 5 or 6?
And by the way, the capstone project, I'll be piloting that again this year. There's such a great 10th grade class. It's a perfect year to run these.
And the idea behind the capstone is just that they've been studying, so it's not.
And it ties into, as Dr. Wolf was talking to us about the community service requirement, we kind of are wanting to move the kids past, you know, working at the Huffington breakfast for their community service hours and doing something that's more engaged,
Which is fantastic.
Yeah. It's something that really
It's a personal connection. You find the passion.
So hopefully that will nudge them in the direction of meaningful community engagement as well as volunteering.
I'd just like to say, as I have the other side experience, my daughter is in Miss Ariana's class, and you're doing such a great job with the curriculum in there. The TFA unit has been so interesting. I mean, for my daughter who's never experienced that kind of, life, you know, she's just gotten all these insights, and you're so well organized with how you present the material. So I just
thank
wanted
you.
to tell you, yeah.
Does anyone have a question about how to flicker?
You did a great job.
Thank you, guys.
I just want to say thank you again to our amazing teachers who really, I mean, this was a heavy lift in a very short period of time, and you guys did a phenomenal job. It's a very comprehensive, very rigorous, and very relevant curriculum. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you got a lot of feedback from the students and parents who were on the committee, and it was nothing but heartwarming to hear how much thought went into their feedback and their comments, and they were very, very excited about the curriculum, and we're ready to dive into it. So thank you. This is an informational item. It'll come back to the board on May 13th with a recommendation for approval.
Thank
you.
you
so much to our.
By the way, you guys welcome to stay. The next one, I think, is a good one.
Yeah, they don't grade themselves.
Good night, everyone.
Okay, next is 12C proclamation. Number 1, California Day of the Teacher, May 6, 2025. I would like to turn it over to Dr. Jensen Rose to present the proclamation, number 1.
All right, thank you and good evening, President Chang, Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. De La Torre, and Executive Cabinet. Each school year around this time, we like to bring attention to all the hard work that our classroom teachers have invested in our students and our families. One way to do this is by honoring our teachers by proclaiming May 6, 2025 as California Day of the Teacher. The proclamation reads as follows. Whereas an educated citizenry serves as the foundation of our democracy, and whereas today's teachers mold the minds and train the workforce of the future, and whereas no other profession touches as many people with such a lasting effect, and whereas good teaching grows in value and pays dividends far beyond the classroom, and whereas excellence in our state begins with California's teachers, and whereas California's teachers are among the best educated, most credentialed, and hardest working educators in the country, as what was just exhibited just a few minutes ago. Therefore, the San Marino Unified School District hereby proclaims Tuesday, May 6, 2025 as the California Day of the Teacher. We urge all San Marino citizens to observe this day by taking time to remember and honor those San Marino Unified School District teachers who give the gift of knowledge through teaching.
Thank you. Okay, next 12D proclamation number 2, California School Employee Association CSEA Classified School Employee Week, May 18 to 24, 2025. I would like to turn in back over to Dr. Jason Rose to present the proclamation number 2.
All right, thank you. My second item for you tonight is also to shine a light on our classified staff and honor their dedication and hard work in their service of our students and families. One way in which we do this is to proclaim the week of May 18th through May 24th, 2025 as Classified Appreciation Week. The proclamation reads as follows. Whereas classified professionals provide valuable services to the schools and students of the San Marino Unified School District, and whereas classified professionals contribute to the establishment and promotion of a positive instructional environment, and whereas classified professionals serve a vital role in providing for the welfare and safety of San Marino Unified School District students, and whereas classified professionals employed by the San Marino Unified School District strive for excellence in all areas relative to the educational community. Therefore, the San Marino Unified School District hereby proclaims the week of Sunday, May 18th through Saturday, May 24th, 2025 as Classified School Employee Week, and wishes to honor the contribution of the classified professionals to quality education in the state of California and in the San Marino Unified School District.
Thank you. Any comment from the board? Okay. Next is going to 13 action item, 13A, bond program management service agreement. I would like to turn in over to Dr. Stephen Choi to present the bond program management service agreement for approval.
Thank you, President Chang, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Delatorre, and members of the executive team. I'm pleased to present action item 13A this evening that marks a key milestone in implementing the Measure M bond program, which is the recommended approval of the Bond Program Management Services Agreement. As the board knows, Measure M represents a $200 million investment in the future of SMUSD, the largest facilities initiative in our history. Successfully managing a program of this magnitude requires more than routine coordination. It requires dedicated leadership, expertise, planning, and comprehensive oversight. The bond program manager will guide the district through every single stage of Measure M implementation, including planning, design, construction, fiscal management, and communications. Importantly, the program manager will also provide regular updates to the Board of Education and the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee, ensuring transparency, accountability, and alignment with the expectations of our community. In January 2025, the district issued a request for qualifications for the bond program management services, and we had received 6 responses. To evaluate the submissions, we assembled a diverse and experienced evaluation committee, which included SMUSD Director of Maintenance and Operations, Mr. Gil Cardenas, SMUSD Purchasing Manager, Mrs. Francesca Gill, SMUSD Superintendent, Dr. Delatorre, Mr. Jeff Morris, Chair of the SMUSD Facilities Advisory Committee and current SMUSD parent, Dr. Jeff Yance, Superintendent of South Pasadena Unified School District, who brings an extensive experience as well as a portfolio of bond program implementation experience, and of course myself as the CBO. The committee interviewed 3 finalists and evaluated each of their qualifications, their team leadership, their approach to transparency and stakeholder engagement, project management methodology, use of technology, ability to manage change orders and scheduling, prioritization strategies, and overall value and fee structure. The committee unanimously recommends Nolan Construction Services, Inc., or KCS, after a thorough evaluation process. KCS is a family-owned firm with over 3 decades of experience providing project and construction management, owner representation, inspection, and program consulting services across more than 35 school districts and public entities in Southern California. The firm works on more than $700 million in construction projects annually. KCS has an established relationship with SMUSD, having supported the district on numerous past projects, some dating back to SMUSD's previous bond program. Their work has spanned all 4 district schools and includes more recent efforts such as the Barth Athletics Complex gym and the air conditioning upgrades at Valentine and Huntington this past summer. I'd like to take a moment to introduce some of the key personnel from KCS, faces that the board and the community will learn throughout the bond program. First, Chris Nolan, president of KCS, will serve as the project executive. Chris will be directly responsible for the overall success of the Measure M program, and he brings a multidisciplinary background that spans through education, architecture, engineering, and construction management. Chris has had a long-standing relationship with our district, having supported previous projects, and also served as a value advisor to our Facilities Advisory Committee, offering insight, expertise, and deep understanding of our campus needs. Next, leading to the day-to-day operations as the senior program manager is CJ Nolan. CJ brings more than 18 years of experience in construction management and has overseen major school facility programs at both Capistrano Valley Unified and Los Alamitos Unified. Most recently, he completed a $97 million bond program at Los Alamitos Unified, where he was recognized as Orange County Administrator of the Year. His work there included a new aquatic center, a STEM building, a gymnasium, and comprehensive modernizations across the campus. His leadership, technical expertise, and collaborative style makes him an excellent fit for our district. Also joining him will be Jim Burlew, who will serve as project manager. And also, finally, Austin Nolan, a proud graduate of San Marino High School, class of 2012, will also support the team. Austin studied construction management at UCLA, earned his general contractor's license, and has worked on more than $200 million worth of construction projects. This combination of professional experience and personal connection to San Marino makes him and the team unique and meaningful. Together, this group brings a powerful blend of experience, leadership, and local knowledge, positioning us for a successful and community-aligned Measure M program. The proposed agreement is structured as a 1-year contract with a not-to-exceed amount based on an average of 20 hours per week for the full KCS team. The district, in collaboration with legal counsel at DWK, carefully negotiated this agreement to ensure a clearly defined scope of work, built-in flexibility, and provisions for accountability, quality, and communication. Should the board approve the agreement this evening, KCS will immediately begin work. Their first priorities will be to prepare for the upcoming board study session and collaborate with the Board of Education to identify and prioritize the bond programs and projects, and also develop a phased implementation plan that reflects the district's goals and community needs. The recommendation to engage KCS represents a strategic and confident step forward in delivering on the promises of Measure M. With the Nolan team, we are well positioned to manage this bond program effectively, transparently, and in the best interest of our students, staff, and community. At this time, I'd like to formally introduce Mr. CJ Nolan to say a few words to the Board of Education and the San Marino Unified School District community.
Thank you, Dr. Chang. Good evening, President Chang, esteemed members of the board, Dr. De La Torre, staff, and community members. My name is CJ Nolan, and on behalf of Nolan Construction Services, we are deeply honored to serve as your bond program managers for Measure M. Thank you for entrusting us with this vital role in shaping the future of San Marino's schools. This role is especially meaningful to me because my brother is a graduate from San Marino High School, and my family has cherished our connection with this district for many years. The schools in San Marino are a beacon of academic excellence, ranking not just top 1% in the state, but top 1% in the nation. excuse me. The overwhelming support in Measure M underscores the community's support for enhancing classrooms, improving infrastructure, and educational technology. NOLA Construction Services has served California school districts for over 3 decades with over $2 billion in completed projects. We have a proven track record of program management, with most notably being Los Alamitos Unified, as Dr. Choi has previously mentioned. Our approach is rooted in transparency, collaboration, and community engagement. We will be working closely with architects, contractors, district staff, and community members to ensure that every project aligns with this board's vision and priority goals. It is our goal not to just keep you informed, but to keep you empowered throughout the implementation of Measure M. We are inspired by San Marino's vision, and we are ready to deliver facilities that match the academic excellence of our students and staff. My family's longstanding history in San Marino drives my personal commitment to this work, ensuring every dollar spent strengthens this community. Thank you again for this opportunity. We look forward to partnering with you as we implement Measure M for San Marino Unified. Thank you.
By the way, any question from a board member?
I was just reading the agreement. I don't see the exhibit A, B, C, D, E. Or...
There's actually 2 files for this action items. So one file is the agreement, and then the second file includes all of the exhibits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got it.
By the way, I would like to ask a couple questions. First of all, once we approve this contract, and then when you deal with the contractor, what is the priority when you oversee them, the job? What you pay attention? You know, I think I'm the for the 5 board member, I'm one of 5. I only to a little bit deal with the 20 years ago, the bond. So to me, there's the mixed feeling, because right now we got a 200 million. We're very excited, but then the money will convert to the building. So I looking for it will be very smoothly and also efficient, and also if possible save the money and then build maybe 1 more or 2 more projects. So I'd like you to share with me what.
Absolutely. Our number 1 priority, first and foremost, would be to not interrupt the academic excellence of San Marino. And in terms of performing additional projects, this bond is passed at really the ideal time in conjunction with the state bond, so that we can apply for matching funds and other state grants. Typically on other bond programs that I've been involved with, we always have several projects towards the end that were not originally anticipated, but we were able to get them completed through those matching funds and state grants. Most notably at Los Alamitos Unified, we were able to do a $30 million gym where we originally had about half the budget left to do it, but we were able to receive seismic mitigation grants from previous projects and state matching grants from earlier projects in the bond that allowed us to complete our full scope for the gymnasium.
Any more question?
I have a question. So, you know, we did a lot of the groundwork doing our facilities master plan. So I think that's a really good framework for you coming into this and aligning, you know, our priorities with the facility master plan. How do you avoid change orders, first of all? And then also, when do you anticipate that we could get a project actually started?
So avoiding change orders, that's a big task for any construction project. It's really the first step is involved with the constructability, reviewing your documents, reviewing the design, making sure you have done all the investigative work of what our current conditions are on the campus, and really preparing contingency plans for those. It's best to have a contingency plan in case the situation arises. Like for San Marino, for example, there's significant seismic conditions around the district that need to be accounted for. So we recommend providing contingency plans for those type of issues. In terms of getting a first project out the gate, really that would start with the prioritization. One of the things that I would recommend early is to try to get projects that maybe could go to each of the school sites and make the community feel the impact of passing this bond relatively quickly. Where it gets slowed down a little bit is when you have to get plans approved by the state. They have a lengthy review period that if a project does require state review, that will take several months to maybe about half a year sometimes to review. So depending on how we prioritize the projects is really how quickly we could get some of them going. But like I said, I would recommend finding some projects that we could do at each of the school sites so that all the community really immediately feels the impact because they were overwhelmingly supportive in this bond measure.
And one of the things that we're planning to do is have a board study session in the month of May.
We have that on the calendar yet, or?
We do have that on the calendar, correct, Mrs.
I
Delatorre?
believe it was included in the WBM and it will be May 27th.
May 27th. And so this will be an important meeting wherein Mr. Noland will be present to work with the Board of Education along with staff to look at our facilities master plan, look at the facilities advisory committee's recommendations in terms of what their priorities were, and then talk about current conditions and let the Board of Education then come up with its priorities. And in addition to that, Mr. Nolan will be talking to the Board of Education about potential projects that we can get started right away that may not need DSA approval to demonstrate to the community that we are getting off the ground with the $200 million bond measure. And we're moving forward because we do believe that that is important and impactful. So I think that work will become very evident to the Board of Education during that May 27 meeting.
Actually, I want to clarify, the May 27th is a board study session on the budget.
Oh, which
So
is
the May 13th meeting at 3 p.m. Would be the board study session for bond prioritization.
Yes, thank you. Did we have that in the WBM as well? Perfect.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Thank you.
By the way, I just want to remind, always to deal, because once we start, I think we need to do the PR with our neighborhood resident, yeah. Make sure they understand, yeah. Because the last time when we did the Bass Athletic complex, yeah. Also, we spent a lot of effort, yeah, to persuade the neighborhood resident, yeah.
Absolutely. Communication with the community at large is a huge component to the implementation of any project. And it's something that we would be actively engaged in throughout the implementation of Measure M.
Okay, any more question?
No, that's good.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the bond program management service agreement?
Move to approve?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Song,
Aye.
Mrs. Lam, Mrs. Ryan,
Aye.
Mrs. Gill,
Aye.
Mr. Chen, aye, motion carry. Okay. Okay, 13B. Approval of a legal service agreement from the French Law Group for purpose of Power School data breach litigation I would like to turn it over to Dr. Jason Rose to present the approval of a legal service agreement from Friends Law Group for purpose of power school data breach litigation.
All right, thank you, President Chang. France Law, in conjunction with the F3 Law Group, is commencing litigation on behalf of various school districts against Power School to address the breach of personally identifiable information, otherwise known as PII. The PII mass action lawsuit alleges that the defendants had a responsibility to protect the private and personally identifiable information of millions of students and educators by implementing sufficient security measures, stricter password, and credential requirements. It is important to note that the France Law Group and F3 have agreed to represent all school districts who elect to join the PII mass action lawsuit on a contingent fee basis, which means that there is no cost to the school district unless there is a monetary recovery. It is recommended that the board authorize the approval of a legal services agreement with France Law Group for the purpose of the PII litigation.
Okay, any question?
Move to approve.
Who moves approve? Who make a motion?
Made the motion.
Who second?
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call, Mr. Song.
Aye.
Mrs. Lam.
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan.
Aye.
Mrs. Gear.
Aye.
Mr. Chen, aye, motion carry. Okay, the last one, 13C, 2024 to 25, proposition 28 plans. I would like to turn it over to Superintendent Dr. Linda Directori to present the 2024 to 25.
Thank you.
To Dr. Linda Richter, Assistant Superintendent.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, President Chang, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Delatorre, and Executive Cabinet. This evening, staff is bringing to the board for approval the 2024-25 Prop 28 school site plans. If we remember, on November 8th, 2022, voters approved Proposition 28, the Arts and Musics in Schools Funding Guarantee and Accountability Act. This measure requires the state to establish new and ongoing program supports for arts instructions in school beginning the 23-24 school year. Prop 28 is intended to supplement, not supplant, existing arts and music education programs. Prop 28 requires that school districts with more than 500 pupils expend at least 80% of their funds to employ certificated and classified employees to provide arts instruction, education, and the remaining 20% for materials, training supplies, curriculum, and professional development. A board-approved plan is required annually for each school for spending funds received. Copies of each school site Prop 28 plan were included in tonight's board packet for your review prior to approval. Therefore, tonight, staff is recommending that the board approve the school site Prop 28 plans as proposed.
Any question? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the 2024 to 25 Prop 28 plan?
Move to approve.
Any second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Song.
Aye.
Mrs. Lam.
Aye.
Mrs. Ryan.
Aye.
Mrs. Gear.
Aye.
And Mr. Chen. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay, the last one, 14, board superintendent discussion item.
I would like to just let the board know that Mrs. Whitney McAlpine just had a birthday
Oh.
for the weekend. And so I want to wish her a very happy birthday. She is now 29 again.
Okay.
Oh, and also congratulate her on getting the California Distinguished School Award for Valentine Elementary School this year. So cool. So thank you so much.
Okay, anything else?
Not for me.
Oh, yeah, I missed one gentleman. He's most loyal audience. Tonight he's not here.
Mr. Brunette. Yes.
I heard when he did the class talk, he said right now after he retired, he attended all the school board meeting.
Yeah. He must have had bigger plans. So next time.
Okay, if we don't have anything to talk, and then I'd like to adjourn the meeting at 8:47 p.m.